How in the world did the Supreme Court figure this out? Well, they did it with an elegant and incredibly smart distinction that has, frankly, stood the test of time. So on October 17, 1974, a bench of legal heavyweights, including Justice Y.V. Chandrachud, who'd go on to be India's longest-serving Chief Justice, handed down their decision.
And at the heart of their whole argument was this idea, what we now call the standard of living test. The court said, listen, the point of maintenance isn't to make someone super rich, but it's also not to leave them in poverty. The goal is to make sure they can live a life that's reasonably consistent with the family's social status.
And here it is. This is the stroke of genius in the judgment. The court drew a clean, sharp line between two ideas. First, maintainability. That's a wife's absolute right to even file a case, to walk into court and ask for help. That right, they said, is untouchable. But then there's entitlement, the actual amount of cash she gets. And that, the court said, is not absolute at all. It depends entirely on the circumstances.
So putting it all together, the court came to a very clear conclusion. To figure out what's fair and just, to apply that standard of living test, a judge absolutely has to consider the wife's income along with the husband's income and all his responsibilities. You have to look at the whole financial picture. And with that one ruling, the court didn't just solve one family's problem. It created a powerful, guiding principle for all of Indian family law from that point on. In fact, the court's reasoning was so on the money that the brand new law that came out in 1973 basically wrote it in stone.